Hi Shannon, how are you today?
Good, thank you.
Have you had a good couple of days?
Yeah, been busy.
Happy you've been busy, I'm sure. Yeah, so how have things been since I last saw you?
Well, I've been focusing on eating some more protein.
Great.
So we're starting to try and work that into our diet and just everyday organisation.
Yeah, have you noticed any difference having more protein?
Not a lot yet.
Hmm.
Probably need to get more into routine.
Yeah, it's only been a couple of days
Yeah.
anyway, so yeah. Great. So did you want any water?
I've got some.
Oh, you've got some
Thank
fantastic.
you.
So I've put together an evaluation of what's going on and a treatment plan as well. And what I've done is I've given you like a detailed evaluation summary because you're studying, and I thought that you would find benefit from it. So basically with an evaluation summary we actually include all the possible reasons for what's going on. So the main reason is, as you're aware, I mean you've got a lot of stress in your life, you work with your children and with your study, so there's a lot going on generally. And so over time when that happens, things don't function as efficient, your energy reduces and your brain doesn't work as well. And so that would be the main thing that's going on, but there are some other things that may be contributing to that. So what I'll do is just go through this.
Okay.
Do you want to have a look at this while I do it? Or?
Yeah, thank you.
This is your copy. So basically what's happening is, I mean your son has been unwell your young son's been unwell for a while, hasn't he, with the reflux? So, and that's become worse and worse as he's got older. But you're dealing with that now, and you're actually finding out which foods are he's reacting to. That's going to be a long process, I guess, but that's something that we, is a stress for you, a big stress for you. And then your young son is, quite dependent on you as well.
Yeah.
So so your times, spread amongst all these things, and you don't actually have a break from those things very often, from what I can see. No.
Ever.
Yeah. Okay. So and you've as well as what's going on at the moment, you've had a lot of stressors over the last maybe 8 or 9 years, sort of off and on, and so you don't appear to have had that much of a break from these things. I mean, you had the things we'd sort of discussed before, like you had the SIJ dysfunction during your last pregnancy, which is actually quite a long time that you had it, and so that would have been a bit traumatic for you. You postnatal depression, you had the miscarriage, the first birth of your son, and you had the like in your early 20s the clinical depression, and personal stress prior to that, and then you had like the septicemia, which just is a stress on the body, and the UTIs, and so all of those things together, apart from what's going on now, all of these things lead up to what's going on with your adrenal stress. It's your adrenal glands become really, really stressed, and they don't function as efficiently as they might. So, and then the function of your adrenal glands become less and less, and then you use lots and lots of nutrients to cope with stress. B vitamins, magnesium, zinc. A lot of different nutrients, and your body becomes a bit depleted after time. So therefore your energy, affects your energy and your ability to cope with stress. So those are the main things I think that are happening. And I guess a big thing is you don't get time out, you don't get time to recover.
Yeah.
And so so that's I guess something that I've sort of put some suggestions in your treatment plan. How easy that's going to be is another story, because it's easy to make suggestions, but yeah, definitely things that you can work on. So I've put some information about adrenal stress down there, just
Yeah.
to explain what's going on. Like, you know, initially with stress, and you seem to be from the reaction that I got with the skin scratch test. You know, you did that and your skin became red quite quickly.
Yeah.
That's actually like a fight. Shows that you're in that fight flight mode. That kind of alarm stage of stress. So when that happens, like when you're constantly reacting like that to stress, it means that your body stops functioning. So you're as efficient as at night. So like when you're in fight flight mode, your muscles working and your brain working is the most important thing, so that you can run away. So basically, like way back when we would run away from these things, and we probably could now if we wanted to, if we could. And so when that happens, your the blood supply to the digestive system becomes less, because that's not as important at that time. And that still happens in us, even though it's not necessarily appropriate for us. So that means that when you're stressed, you're not digesting things as efficiently either. So there's a combination of that happening. But when I looked at your irises, your digestion's slightly underactive. It's not really majorly. You're actually generally fairly healthy. Like your constitution is very strong, which means that all being well, and you being able to have the break and getting all the nutrients that you need, you should recover reasonably quickly, which is
Good.
It's a good thing, definitely. So so you know, cortisol's produced, and that causes problems with other areas of the body. The other thing that may be happening is that the other thing that is happening actually is that you're hypoglycemic. So what happens is when you eat something, particularly if you eat something sweet or starchy, high carb things, your blood sugar will go up quite high and then it will come down very quickly. And so you're actually eating every 1 to 1.5 hours by the looks of it from your food diary, and you crave sweet foods. If you don't eat regularly, you said you feel faint. There's like a big gap when you start to feel faint and headachy and things like that, and you feel more agitated. So part of what is going on for you could be that as your blood sugar drops, because it'll go up and then it'll come down really quickly, you'll start to feel agitated and anxious. So that could be part of what's happening.
Yeah.
And so then you eat again and you feel you feel a bit better. So that's definitely happening with you, I'm sure. And with that fight-flight response that's going on with you, from your adrenal glands reacting like they do, and your nervous system reacting, that actually causes more problems with hypoglycemia. So the stress actually impacts on what's going on there as well. Yeah. What you're eating, like your basic food that you're eating is good. It's just the in-between stuff like the chocolate that really, it's mainly the chocolate, isn't it, that keeps you going. Getting a higher level of nutrients within that and changing the chocolate out to some other healthy snacks could be helpful for you. And give you more vitamins and minerals by eating other things. Because eating the chocolate, apart from causing your blood sugar to rise and drop really fast, is actually causes your body to use more nutrients to process it. So than the chocolate gives you.
Yeah.
So you're only kind of like using nutrients the whole time, that you're not putting back into your body as much. the other thing, so you know, when your nervous system's stressed, you're aware of that. You know, the signs with your quivery tongue, your tongue's quivering, stress rings in your eyes, and your pupil is very, very small. And many of those things are signs of low magnesium. So, and you know, also things like we mentioned, you know, at your consultation, cramps that you get clenching your jaw, the chest flutters, hard to get back to sleep, and even anxiety and depression, they all need magnesium to function. By supplementing with magnesium, that will actually help to correct some of those things, which will make, you know, will help you everything to function better, and it's also important for energy. Yeah, so you need magnesium for energy. Your legs, like your skin's dry. I mean, it doesn't look dry from what I can see, but you mentioned that your legs
Yeah, my legs get dry.
are dry, yeah. Which that means that you're low on essential fatty acids, which are your omega-3 and your omega-6 oils. So, yeah, and all of the cells of your body need omega-3 and omega-6 to function properly. So even though you can see it on your legs, the dry skin on your legs, it means all of your cells are actually suffering and not able to function as efficiently as they might do.
Yeah.
So just increasing that in your diet would be useful. And
It's interesting because I eat a lot of salmon, so.
yeah, and it depends upon the salmon where it's
Okay.
grown.
Yeah.
Like wild salmon would be higher in omega-3 than farm salmon, for example, and yeah, so it just does depend where it comes from. But you know, and so that's really good that you're eating the salmon. That's a really good, you know, it's likely to be a source of omega-3. But you know, like what I've suggested is maybe is to include some flaxseed oil in your smoothies and things like that. So
Does ground flaxseed itself help?
it will help, but the ground flaxseed will have a small amount of omega-3, but it won't have, the oil has far more.
Okay,
So
yeah.
So if you can do that, that would be great. And yes, I mentioned that you're showing signs of the lowered digestion, and your stools can be loose at times and a bit darker. So that means that there's something going on in your digestive system, and there may possibly be some food intolerances that are affecting you. So you get this, you know, stuffy nose as well, which also indicates that you're probably reacting to something. And I think you said when you didn't have dairy, it was a little bit better.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you know, you're aware of the dairy. So avoiding, you know, are you having any dairy in your diet at the moment?
No.
No, I didn't think you were. So that's good. Has your nose improved?
Yeah, I think so. I hadn't really thought about it, but just
Yeah.
the last few days after we talked, I've noticed that it's better than what it was.
Good. So if it's still a bit stuffy, there may still be something else in your diet that you're reacting to. So I guess just be aware of how it is and when you eat different things. One other possibility is because you had quite a lot of antibiotics around the time you had the UTIs, and then around about that time you had the septicemia as well, and you had IV antibiotics, and you had a period of thrush, and also you said when you started breastfeeding both times you got some thrush on your nipples. It may be that there's a high level of candida in your body than there should be,
Yeah.
and that possibly could be affecting your sinuses, because that seemed to start about the same time from what I can gather. Because I think you said you had
I don't remember.
yeah, I think you said you had that congestion had been happening for about 8 years, and that would be about the time that all of that other, the other stuff was going on. So, there's a possibility that there may still be a little bit of an imbalance there. The other thing that is showing is there is some signs of toxicity within your body, and that's actually pretty common for many people, most people. There's a bit of colour overlay in your iris. There's some brown, a little bit of brown, which is related to the liver being out of balance, or liver stress basically. And also your tongue had a bit of a yellow coat, so that relates to the liver being out of balance. And also there was yellowy colour within your iris, which relates to the kidney being out of balance, the kidneys being out of balance. And often that's just because people don't drink enough water, not enough to flush things through. And also if the liver's slightly out of balance, it puts more pressure on the kidneys to get rid of toxins. So I guess that's just something to be aware of. It's possible, like if people have got a reasonable level of toxins, that can affect brain, fogginess and that sort of thing. So it's possible that could be happening, and also it would be worth at some stage to deal with that, to actually do a detox. Obviously not now because you're breastfeeding, but at some stage later on. It's not critical. I think the other things that we've been talking about are more critical, like the adrenal stress and the hypoglycemia and that sort of dealing with that and just improving your diet a bit will actually make a big difference for you. So I just brought these things up because at some stage it would be good to deal with those things as well. So that's kind of the evaluation of what's going on. Those are all the things that I felt were impacting on what may be impacting on what's happening for you. And so then we look at what's going on from a treatment point of view. And so the things that I think are most important at the moment are to improve your diet. So just including additional really good high nutrient foods in your diet, and that will help improve your nutrient levels and also help you resolve the hypoglycemia that's happening. Help provide nutrients to help your energy and brain cognition, and then help you to be able to get back to sleep more easily. Obviously lack of sleep's a big part of what's happening with you. If you can sleep well, you'd recover more easily, better. Help to reduce your ongoing stress, or give you support to reduce that, and just give you a bit of, help your digestion, help make sure your digestion is working efficiently. So what I would suggest is, I've made a suggestion here that it may be worth, because your son is, your young son is with a reflux is one of the big things that is causing a lot of time management and stress for you. It may be at some stage be worth getting them tested through Allergenics is a company that I've used a lot. I've done hundreds of tests through them with clients, and I've found really good results with people that have found out what they're reacting to and then removing them from their diet. Yeah. So, and they can also test things like Candida. If Candida's there and causing a problem, Candida's normally in our body anyway, but if it's too high, it will show up as a reactivity within the body. And also they do test some other bacteria. So whether there's other bacteria that's affecting them, I don't know, but there could be those things happening as well. So at some stage it could be worth doing that, if you're able to. And also here I've just mentioned, like from a the meals point of view, it's obviously what you do will depend upon what your son can eat. So because you're breastfeeding at the moment, and so I've got some recipes here. Change recipes around these ones and any others that you might use. Obviously, and you're probably doing this anyway. Change recipes around for the foods that you're able to eat and he's able to eat. And And then with my suggestions, introduce, obviously, do what you normally do, is introduce the foods one at a time, just
Yeah.
to make sure there's no reactivity for him as well. So yeah, so just that it'll take may take time for this to roll out properly. So basically, what I'm recommending is to eat regular, balanced, really nourishing food. That's both for meals and snacks. So that's going to help your blood sugar balance, your energy, and your brain function. So concentrating on more protein throughout the day, which we discussed before. So whatever protein suits you and that you're able to eat. And I've suggested chicken, fish, red meat, nuts and seeds. And I know not all nuts and seeds have been tested, but whatever tests safe for your son, incorporate those. Make sure you have healthy fats in your meals, because if you have fats within your meals regularly throughout the day, it'll help that hypoglycemia, and it'll provide good fats for you, for your body to be healthy. So I've got, e.g., flaxseed oil in your smoothies. You can use it on dressings and salads. And on vegetables, so if you make a dressing up with flaxseed oil and lemon juice or apple cider vinegar or something like that, that can be used. Avocados, I don't know, are you able to eat avocados at the moment, or have you tested that?
I haven't tested them.
Yeah, that's a good source of healthy fats. The salmon that you're eating, nuts and seeds, coconut oil.
We use a lot of coconut oil.
Do you? Yeah. Great. Yeah, that's good. Excellent. And extra virgin olive oil is a good one, and you're having the chia seeds, which is good. I didn't ask you last time, but the chia seeds, do you soak them overnight?
Yeah.
Yeah, great, fantastic. Eating a wide range of vegetables and a small amount of fruit. Are you having relatively quite a bit of fruit at the moment in your smoothies?
Sometimes. I think it depends how hectic my day is, because if I'm really busy, I will just chuck a fruit smoothie together because it's easier with frozen fruit. But otherwise we prefer green smoothies. I don't have a lot of fruit in those ones.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, so I guess maybe even just having some green. Did you say grow spinach? Or
Yeah, so we use spinach.
Yeah. Do you have kale at all?
We buy kale and cook kale chips.
Yeah. Oh, you do.
Sometimes,
Yes,
yeah,
that's
but
right.
I don't usually use them in a smoothie.
Yes, kale can be used in smoothies too. So try that. Whatever suits you really. So,
Just said it wasn't that great to have raw all the time if you weren't sure about your thyroid function.
Right. Yeah, with the cruciferae family. Yeah. Yeah, because there are signs that your thyroid's slightly low. So
Yeah, I always wondered.
yeah, the thyroid being low can affect energy, and there's a lot of things that can affect. The fact that your moons on your nails are not there, so that's a sign that your thyroid may be a bit low. But what happens is, like, if your adrenals are stressed, the cortisol that's produced as a result of adrenal hormones being produced actually affects the thyroid. So if you can get your adrenal stress under control, or support it more, then your thyroid's less likely to be a problem. So yeah. So a wide range of fruits, vegetables. I mentioned that. So lots of colours, lots of colours. So purple, red, orange, yellow, and dark green. Really incorporate that with your fruits and your vegetables. Now you said you're not having much in the way of grains.
No, we don't have a lot. My husband doesn't like to eat grains, so
Right.
and because we eat a lot of our meals together, just in general.
Yeah. So okay, so it's just a choice that he's made.
Yeah.
Okay. So I mean, I've just suggested having like grains such as quinoa, amaranth, millet, and brown rice and wild rice are quite good additions. Not you don't have them all the time, but they do provide some really healthy nutrients. Those particularly the quinoa and amaranth are quite high in protein for a grain, and they're also high in minerals. So yeah, if you can, even when you have, for example, if you have a salad, you can add a bit of quinoa to that.
There was a time last year when I was making a quinoa porridge for breakfast.
Yeah.
With a mix of different stuff, so I could get back to that.
Yeah, that's a possibility. There's a recipe actually for a quinoa porridge in there.
Oh,
so yeah, so and that's something that you don't even have to have at breakfast time. You can have it later in the day as a snack. So if it's sort of kept in the fridge, you can actually bring it out and have a spoonful or a couple. I mentioned just avoiding foods that you're reacting to. So you just watch. I guess look at things like your congestion and your bowel motions. Like if your bowel motions are looser, you're reacting to something. And if your congestion's worse, you're reacting to something. So I guess it's hard to work out sometimes, but I guess being aware of that is sometimes helpful. And I'm suggesting to add sea vegetables to your diet. So and that will help thyroid function as well because they have higher iodine levels.
Mm-hmm.
So for example, adding some kelp to your smoothie could be useful. And you can also add sea vegetables to your salads and soups and casseroles and things like that. So I've made some suggestions like Karingo, wakame, and you can get sea lettuce as well. So any of those sorts of things could be useful to add. I've got a handout, which I'll give you, which has got foods high in essential nutrients. So it's got your protein and amino acids and vitamins and minerals all listed with foods that are high in those things. So in particular, concentrating on foods that are higher in your B vitamins, vitamin C, zinc and magnesium would be important. So so just have a look at that and see, choose the foods that you can eat there.
Okay.
What I'm going to suggest is I think I mentioned before, preparing meals in bulk and snacks in bulk. I don't know whether it's possible, but if you're able to prepare them on the weekend when your husband's home, whenever he's home, so that when he can care for the kids and you just prepare food for the week. And put it in the freezer or the fridge, whatever it is, however much you've included, and then you can just bring it out and use for meals during the week, like during the day, so that you can get a higher sort of nutrient level during the day. So it's to help, I guess, just because you're eating fairly regularly, just having so you can have healthy choices as well. Would that be possible, do you think?
I'm not sure. Generally when my husband's home, I have to use that time for study. We can have a look at it.
Yeah.
We can try anyway.
Yeah.
And at other times when we cook, it's probably easier that at other times when we're cooking that we try and just make a little bit more.
Yeah. Rather than spending extra time.
Yeah.
So sure. Whatever works for you, really. So is your husband home all weekend, or I think you said he was studying?
He works for civil defence, so he often gets called out on the weekends, or sometimes he has to travel for meetings with other community centres. But generally, he's home.
Right. Okay. Well, just see what you can work out. Yeah, I'm sure one way or the other, cooking more for meals.
So yeah, weekends are pretty packed at the moment.
Yeah,
but,
I know.
But yeah, we can try and
Just
do some more food prep in general anyway, whether it's at the weekend or not.
Yeah, just see how it fits in for you. Obviously, it's got to fit in with what's going on with you. Yeah, so these aren't like you have to do this. It's kind of suggestions to do. Make sure you chew your food thoroughly. So even smoothies, which is can be hard actually. But have a mouthful
I
smoothie.
take my
and chew.
time with drinks.
Oh,
Yeah,
good, that's good.
when I think some of
Yeah.
it weird because it takes me ages to drink them.
Good. So make sure you chew them as well, because then you'll digest them better. Yeah. And just to help your digestion, having apple cider vinegar or lemon juice in some water 10 to 15 minutes before you eat is often helpful. So if you, particularly for your bigger meals or your protein-based meals, so about a teaspoon of either apple cider vinegar or lemon juice is useful. And water. I think you need I think you said you had about 2 litres a day. So about 3.4 would be quite a good level. So more water. That includes herbal teas. Do you ever have herbal teas? Or you don't have
I've
them?
got them in my cupboard.
Yeah,
I don't often drink them.
you don't have to.
I prefer water.
Yeah, that's fine. So water, and make sure you have the water away from food so that you're not diluting your digestive juices. At least half an hour before or an hour after. Unless you're really thirsty, just have small sips. So now put your requirement, if you've been breastfeeding. Do you think you're going to be breastfeeding for long? What's your plan there?
Don't know. I'd like to try weaning him now that he's getting closer to a year.
Yeah.
The struggle is that, the dietitian has told me I'm going to look into it myself, but that because he's not having cow's milk, that there's no other supplementary milk that has everything he needs in it that he could have in place of breast milk when he's eating more solid food. But unless he's on a soy formula, but we were wondering whether he was reacting a little bit to soy as well.
Yeah, some people do.
Yeah. So I want to look into it, and I know there are some formula recipes out there, so I wanted to have a look at those and see whether they'd be suitable or could be tweaked.
Have you ever tried goat's milk?
Well, she
checked
told
that
me
one out?
that goat's milk and cow's milk, that the proteins are, people react to them the same if they're reacting to, like when she gave me a dairy-free sheet, she said avoid all goat's products.
Yeah. I think in my experience, children who react to cow's milk often don't react to goat's milk.
Okay.
So I've had clients that actually do better on goat's milk and really poorly on cow's milk. So that's not everyone. So not everyone will be like that. So it's just a matter of trying and seeing whether it's suitable or not. So yeah, and even sheep's products are less reactive than cow's products. It depends upon the person and how reactive they are generally. So
I need to look into it a little bit, but I had been wanting to try and reduce his breastfeeding anyway, because obviously he's reacting a lot to my diet, and then introducing food for his diet, it's just been quite a struggle to figure out things when we've got both of our diets going on. So we're looking into it.
Yeah, great. Now, from a lifestyle point of view, I don't know whether it's possible, but like having some time alone, just on your own. See if you think you can organise it. Like, can your husband take your children somewhere, or you go somewhere and just have some time to regenerate and do whatever you want to do to regenerate. And that might be sleeping longer, or going for a walk, or reading a book, or whatever. I know there's the study as well, and that's that's a pressure on you. But you still need to regenerate. You still need time to regenerate, and it's really, really hard when you're just like constantly busy and not giving yourself time. So, I mean, I've got some suggestions here that, do what you can, see what you can organise just to do it. So particularly just getting that time alone by yourself, even if it's half a day would be fantastic, even if it's less would be good, but see what you can do. Talk to your husband and see what you can work out. And I've got Saturday, but it can be any time, any morning. And like exercise, you are doing exercise, aren't you? I see you walk to school
on
at
and
times.
off. It's something I want to try and fit some more.
Yeah. When you do exercise, I mean, try and do some exercise regularly, but don't do hard out exercise until the energy is really good, because otherwise you'll just stress your body even more. So gentle exercise, whatever works for you, and that might be taking your young son for a walk in the pushchair or whatever, which I'm sure you do when you go to school, walk to school. And then things like, I don't know if you like things like yoga or Tai Chi, or ever looked into those?
Yeah, I've done a bit of yoga in the past.
Yep. How did that go?
Yeah, I do like it. I don't like exercising at home, so it's always been quite hard to get it out to do it, like to go to a class or something.
Yeah. I mean, if you can fit anything like that in, just I'll be aware. I mean, you're obviously aware of if you've done yoga before, so yeah, do what you can there. But I guess the most important thing is actually getting time to yourself to try and to do something to regenerate. Going out in the garden, doing some gardening, or whatever you like to do, really. Yeah. And your meditation and your chanting, if you do that regularly. If you find that helps, that's really good. And I'm not sure how this would work, getting support from your family with your young son, but certainly family or friends.
From family.
Yeah.
I don't really have family who can help in that way.
Sure.
Yeah.
Again, just consider that.
We're looking at childcare. There's some increasing some childcare anyway, so.
Yeah. Okay, that's great. And so from a supplements point of view, you're taking the Max B. What I'd suggest to increase that to 1 ml twice a day.
Okay.
Do you have it put it in water, or?
I have it in my smoothie.
Okay, yeah.
Because I don't like the taste of it.
Okay. So you'd be better to have 1 ml at one time and another ml another time during the day. Oh yeah, you do. Yep. Okay, so that's good.
Yeah, I could do because I often have a smoothie. It's sort of afternoon tea.
Okay, that'll be a great time to put the extra one in. And then the CMD drops. I would suggest 30 drops a day, which is slightly more than we won't by about 3 drops, but I think the extra would be beneficial for you anyway. And just again, I just put it in my water. I can put it in a bottle of water and just use that during the day.
Yeah.
So you can put it, like if you have, do you have a water bottle that you take care with you? Yeah. So you can put some, like you don't have to put it all in the same water bottle. You can spread it out through the day if you want to. So, did you look into the possibility of are you able to get that from someone?
Yeah.
Yeah, great. So yeah, do you know when that'll come?
We wanted to wait until I'd seen you today just to check that there wasn't anything else I needed, but she will organise that for me today, so probably next week, I'd assume.
Yeah, I've got this little sample bottle,
Okay.
so you could start on that.
Yeah, cool. Thank you.
Quite handy, those little bottles.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that'll be beneficial. Like both those things will help energy production, it'll help your adrenal glands, it'll help your nervous system, so yeah, and hopefully it'll just help to calm things a bit more.
Cool.
And the other thing that would be helpful is a homeo-botanical and fluorescence combination. And I've chosen, letters and numbers there, but I've chosen a combination that helps cope with stress, helps sleep, and supports your nervous system, builds energy. So I think that will be like just a really good addition to the B vitamins and minerals.
Cool.
Yeah, so didn't want to overload at the moment. I think like trying to get your diet more in balance would be really good, and just seeing how this goes for you. I think you'll find a difference. There are other things that could be taken, but I think those things will make a big change for you. So,
Great.
Now, how does it sound?
Yeah, good.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think I need to sit down and do a little bit of planning with
Hmm.
husband and
Yeah.
but definitely some things we can implement.
Great. That's good. Yeah. And I've got these recipes that I've put together for you. I mean, obviously it doesn't cover everything, but a few that I came across. So there's that you're making a smoothie, so you might be some, I don't know if there's anything extra like the flaxseed or the kelps on that one, I think. The other thing, cinnamon, adding cinnamon, if that's okay for you and your son, is really balancing for blood sugar levels. So, quinoa salad. Actually, quinoa's like really yummy, nice and one of my favourites at the moment. Another quinoa salad, and like roasted seeds, if you're able to have those seeds, or just add different things if you wanted to. Brain balls with nuts and seeds and things in them. Again, you may need to change that a bit to suit yourself and your son. And that's the chia pudding recipe.
Yeah.
So yeah, it gives you some ideas. Right. Okay. So what I'll do is make up the remedy, the homeo-botanical fluorescence remedy for you.
Yeah.
You can take that with you today.
Okay.
And when have a ready to chat. What I'll do is I'll touch base with you next week and to see how you're going. And we've got a follow-up appointment in a couple of weeks' time, haven't we? So yeah, which will be a short period because hopefully you'll be able to implement quite a few things in that time. So yeah.
Cool. Okay.
Great.